Hi all, it's Paul. 100 days, no sugar, no carbs. I have hit day 100. I have reached my goal. So I'm very happy about that. Unfortunately, I started losing too much weight and I've had to start eating meals to put back weight on. I was losing about 1.5 kilos per week, which is about 4 pounds in weight every single week, week on week, which was too much. I went down, I lost about almost 13.5 kilos, which is about 35 pounds in weight, which is way too much. So I've had to start eating more over the last couple of weeks. Not different foods, I'm eating the same foods and I'm just eating more at each meal because I'd cut down so much. So I'd even cut dairy out of the meals, and once I cut the dairy out on top of the sugar and the carbs, the weight just kept falling off and I was getting too skinny. I have put it back on slowly, a little bit. I've put back on about 2 kilos in weight. And how I did that, I just started adding more to the meals that I was eating. I'm not eating extra meals, or I'm not snacking late at night. I'm eating a breakfast, a lunch and a dinner. And I just had to introduce more food into those meals to try and put back weight. And I used a lot more nuts, some of the berries, and I was eating more meat, more fish. And especially more like chicken and beef and stuff like that. But I'm eating more of the fat now rather than just lean meat. Now, if you wanted to lose weight, by giving up the sugar and the carbs is definitely going to be the quickest way to drop it off you. And over the past 100 days, as I said, I lost 35 pounds, which is huge. So that's gone back on. Slowly but surely, I'm going to keep most of it off, but I'm going to come up with a healthy eating plan that I will not lose too much weight and I can just keep it balanced there. And that's going to be hard to find. I'm going to have to work on that over the next couple of months to see what works. I originally did all this to get my skin better. I did have psoriasis and I had it up the back of my legs and up my back and stuff, and it was red and it was painful and it was just really hard to live with. And that's why I originally came up with giving up the sugar and the carbs. And I said I'd do the 100 days. Now that 100 days was not easy. It takes a bit of mind control and mind over matter, because you do get the urges to eat the sugar and the carbs. And you really have to say to yourself, no, I'm doing this for a reason. There is a reason behind all of this. What is the reason? And the reason was to get my skin good and to keep healthy. And so I just had to say that to myself on the days that I felt like eating something, but I didn't. I didn't give in, and I'm very glad about that. But on my 50th birthday, the day after, I said, I'm going to treat myself. So I went out and over the last few weeks, I've been just going, I want to have a lasagna. I really miss pasta. And I said, I'm going to get a lasagna and a little bit of garlic bread. And I used to love milk, so I bought a bit of that as well. As soon as I cooked it, I started eating it, I could just taste the sugar. I could taste the sugar in the lasagna, which tasted very sweet. And this was a gourmet lasagna that should have had no added sugar, but I could taste it straight away. Now, obviously, some of the products that go into that have sugar in them, so that would make it that way. Milk is actually 10% sugar. So as soon as I tasted a glass of milk, I could taste the sugar in that as well. So I'm going to try and stay off the sugar. I'm going to introduce some carbs slowly back into my diet, but I'm going to be very careful about it. I'm going to have to look at each thing and see how much sugar is in everything. Sugar is in all our food. It's crazy how much added sugar, and an awful lot of it is hidden. They don't tell you it's sugar. It's disguised as other things, as in fructose and glucose and dextrose and, syrups, juices, concentrates. They try and not put the word sugar. Artificial sweeteners. You don't want to go near them. You want to stick with whole, fresh foods. Foods that have nothing done to them. They're not processed in any ways. So you can buy just vegetables, you buy pieces of meat, whole chickens, pieces of beef, pieces of pork, pieces of turkey, fish, eggs, lots of eggs. Now, I have started to eat a lot more cheese over the last few weeks just to help put back some weight on, and I do like cheeses. But I'm going to keep off the milk, And I'm going to keep a bit of cream and a bit of cheese and a bit of butter. They're going to be staples. I'm going to keep the cruciferous vegetables, which is the cauliflower, broccoli, kale, those type of vegetables. Stay away from the root vegetables, which would be the turnips, the carrots, the Swedes, those type of root vegetables. They have a lot of carbs in them. Obviously, potatoes have a lot of carbs and rice, but I'm going to try and introduce some of that slowly back into my diet just to see how it goes. But in general, I feel great. The 100 days was not easy, but I've achieved it, and now I'm going to set myself a new goal of something. I'm thinking about it at the moment. But my skin is clear. The body feels strong. I feel good. You know, there's the weight is coming back on, and I'm not going to put on any more weight than this. I don't think it'll be hard just to keep this level if I'm not going to be eating any sugars and very, very little carbs, but I will introduce some of those carbs back. Just also to make a bit more variety in the diet. You know, it's been very hard over the last some of the days just to give up everything. And as one of my friends says, you look like you're living like a monk, which is very true. And on the other side of that, if you're doing this, do it for yourself. Do not do it to please other people. You have to do it for yourself and for the reasons you want to do it. I had reasons to do it. That was to get my skin better. The whole weight loss came as part of it. I'm glad of some of it, but I didn't want to lose that much weight. So I'm in a happy medium at the moment. But the skin not hurting was the number one reason behind all of this. And that has worked. As I said, even at my 50th birthday, some of my friends said, "Oh wow, you don't look healthy." But you know what? I'm healthier than they are. I feel much better. I'm rock hard. I may have a little bit of fat on me. They have a lot of fat on them. So I'm not worried about what other people say about it. That's the one thing. Don't listen to what other people say. Learn from people who have achieved what you want to achieve. Someone that shows the results that you want to achieve, they're the type of people you want to be listening to, and that's what you want to follow. So I did this for 100 days to prove to myself, first of all, not to prove to myself, but to see if I could clear up the skin, which I've done. And now, when I did taste something different, I could taste it so sweet. And I've been turned off the sweetness. My taste buds have actually changed over the last 100 days, and I don't feel the need for the sweet stuff. The odd time, you think, oh, I'll have a treat. But I was eating way too much sweet stuff. I was eating it every day. And I actually don't feel the need anymore. I'd rather have a bowl of nuts now than a bowl of sweets. Or I'd rather have some berries than have a bunch of grapes or some oranges, because there's so much sugar in them. And the dried fruit I used to eat a lot of, that's gone. I haven't touched that at all. So you have to look at what you're eating, and every label, guys, pick it up, have a quick little read on the back of the label and say, wow, there's so much hidden stuff in my food. And the next couple of videos I'm going to be making will all be about the hidden additives, preservatives, and the ultra processed foods that are in our lives. And most people don't even know the half of what they're eating. How can you make a loaf of bread that can sit on a shelf for eight weeks? Or a cake that can sit there for 8 weeks? Madness. If you made that fresh, you'd be gone off in a couple of days. And that's what they're putting into our foods. So I'm actually going to be on a mission now over the next while to make videos and to bring awareness to people about what is actually in their food. Like, I'm 50 years old and I'm feeling really good. There's not many 50-year-olds around that are lean, that just feel great, you know. So I'm going to try and bring awareness to people. And if I can do that, that's going to make me happy. Just a bit of awareness, let you know what's in your food. If you cut out certain products out of your eating plan, you can drastically change your health. You don't need to be taking tablets. You don't need to be going to the doctor half the time. If you change your health, you change your gut health, that affects the rest of your body. Whatever you eat, it goes into your gut. The microbes in your gut affect the rest of your body. Everything's linked. Your mental health is linked to your gut health. And I've had to do a lot of research over the last while to learn all this. But I'm learning it, and I'm achieving it, and I'm showing the results. So please keep following me I'm glad I've done my 100 days, and I'm going to come up with a new challenge soon. I'm going to have new videos all coming out to make you aware about what you're eating. So thank you very much, and keep well.